So, songwriter Diane Warren decided to go to Twitter and put up the question, why is it 24 people on one song? And, Diane Warren, she's been around for a very long time. And back in the 90s, I would say the 90s. And I feel like she's been around longer than that. She is older than me. So I started to hear her name in the 90s. But she may have worked with some artists, that generation before mine. But she was really known for ballads, right? I believe she's actually worked with Beyonce as well, because someone was bringing that up in the comments. Brandy, Mariah Carey, Tony Braxton. I believe she's worked with Boys to Men as well. Anyone that you could think of that probably is known for ballads, she's probably worked with them because, that's what she's known for. And everyone wanted a Diane Warren song back then. A Diane Warren, Babyface, David Foster, people like that. Those are the names that people would, want if you are a pure singer, pop, R&B, whatever. Because I believe she's worked with Celine Dion as well as probably some other people. But real voices, right? Like I said, people that can really deliver a ballad. And so I know who she is. I feel like this is my opinion. You guys know I always say this is what you get over here. In my opinion, you know, I feel like people should not talk about other artists. It's one thing that we're all doing it, and I can see how people can get caught up in the fact that everybody's doing all this talking, right? But I feel like it's still a respect factor that should come into play when you're in that industry. And I understand because a lot of her fan base are in her comments saying, "Oh, she's Diane Warren. She can say whatever she wanted to say." But it came off a way, her saying that. And I do feel like she is someone who is well known in the industry. She could have reached out to Babyface. She could have reached out to Brandy, Mariah Carey, Monica, Jermaine Dupri, Puffy, whoever, right? I'm sure she knows these people because they've been around as long as I can think back. So I know that she is familiar with these people. She could have even reached out to Beyonce, to be really honest, if she was just so inquisitive. Like, I just need to know, why is there 24 people on one song? Without putting that out in the public like that. And like someone was pointing out, plus she put the rolling eye emoji on there, which kind of made people feel like she was taking a swipe at Beyonce. And so that is why people responded the way they responded to her doing that. Let me talk about the one thing that I always hate when people do the whole "we are the world, we ride on the caravan of love" as a talking point. Listen, this country is not in the state that it's in if we were really living the way you guys are trying to do that little fake "we are the world, we riding on the caravan of love" nonsense. And you guys only do that to stop people from speaking their truth, right? Because the Dream, who probably produced some songs on Beyonce's new album, came into her comments and he kind of said, well, this is something you wouldn't understand because this is a culture thing. And people, assume that he just meant that about race. And I believe he did say because, we didn't have the money to he tried to explain why artists were using samples, right? Because before my generation, before the hip hop generation, Shaka Khan had a backup band. She had Rufus, right? She had real musicians, and you can really go back and hear the music, the difference in the music from the 70s and 80s and the music from the hip hop era, right? You can hear the difference. People sampling music that was already out here opposed to people using real musicians. And Candy was just trying to explain all of this. And that's somebody else she could have reached out to, right? I'm sure she probably knows Candy as well. And I feel like Candy handled people asking her about Khalees in a very respectful way. And I feel like when people are in that industry, that's how they should approach each other's conversations. Or just say, I decline to even comment. But you tweeting out something like that, yeah, you're going to open yourself up to the just what she got. And that's just how I feel about that. And so when the Dream responded to her, well, if he wouldn't have had anything to respond to, he would not have had to say what he said. He tried to explain why people were using samples. And this is where those credits would come from. The musicians, they probably were giving credit to whoever created the music, whoever wrote the song. And that's what Candy was trying to explain. Like, everyone can take part in ownership of that song if they help with the music or if they write the song, right? And so that's what he was trying to say with that. And then people started coming with the whole race thing. And all of a sudden, we don't have culture anymore. Our culture belongs to everyone, is what they were trying to say, because we are the world, because we are riding on a caravan of love. But then our black people are getting shot down in this country every time we look up because of the color of their skin. So clearly people know the difference in who we are as groups of people. So I'm not going to play games with people about nonsense like that. But yeah, people tried to come back and act as if the Dream was saying something other than what he was saying, and he was just pretty much explaining why people were using samples. And the people who get it, and the ones who don't, and that's the whole point. Why are you in this lady's business anyway? Yeah, she put the credits out there because that kind of comes along with the album anyway. So yeah, it was kind of funny just to read over all the stuff people were saying. And oh, she's Diane Warren, she could say whatever so you want respect for Diane Warren, but you feel like people should be able to disrespect Dream or Beyonce? Why? I don't get that. Like I said, I think there's just be a mutual respect among songwriters, mutual respect among artists across lines. If race is not an issue, then let it be, right? Uh, I'm just saying, because people like to use all these talking points, and it just is funny to me because it never fails every time. And he wasn't really even coming from a race standpoint, but that's what they thought, and that's where they were trying to run it. He was coming from the position of hip hop. And she clearly has some hip hop producers working on her album, people who are more known in that hip hop realm, right? And so, of course, Diane, who is a ballad songwriter, would not really sit around and think about sampling, because she creates songs and she probably composes the music as well, because I believe she is a musician as well. But she recognizes that music changed. I'm sure she does, because I'm sure her request changed, right? When you really think about it, people are out here today, these quote unquote singers, they don't even really sing. Um, I'm just keeping it real. They're not looking for real musicians and real, somebody to sit down and write some beautiful ballad for them. It's just not going down like that. And then there are a lot of artists as well. I'm not going to say it's not still artists out here who write themselves. And so, but yeah, it was just funny how people were trying to throw that out there. And oh, Stevie Wonder was a writer. Stevie Wonder wrote all his songs, and so and so and so. Like Beyonce is the only person that today that don't write. I mean, come on now. We're dealing with an industry where people don't even sing, and you think that we're supposed to concern ourselves with the fact that Beyonce may not write songs. Like, it's really funny. It's really funny. And I think that it was just people trying to get her out of that whole moment. And of course, the whole thing kind of blew up, and it's all over the media and, LA Times, New York Post. Everybody's kind of running the story. And just going back to my point, yeah, because Diane Warren is who Diane Warren is, that's all the reason why she should be respectful of other artists as well, because if that was anybody else making that statement, it probably would not have made it to the media like that, right? Like, let's just keep it real about that as well. If a lesser known songwriter would have said that, people would not have, the media, mainstream media, would not have jumped on that like that. So that's why I'm saying, if she knows who she is, then she knows that she probably should have called up Babyface and said, "Babe, why do why do she have 24 people on this one song? I don't get it," right? But it is what it is. Let me know what you guys think about stuff like that. People, having so much to say about this Renaissance album. Every time you look up, it's something else, something new going on. From Khalees to, and I noticed that in Diane Warren's comments as well, someone was bringing it up that Rasan Patterson might be saying that his song was sampled. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see if that will come up or come out. I didn't even go and check his Instagram or his social media page to see if he is commenting on anything, because there is a legal way to go about things. Everybody don't have to go live and go to Twitter and start going in on people, right? There are legal ways to handle things, and there are, just ways of getting in contact with the artist in private and handling business that way, right? Everybody don't have to flow show about everything. But let me know what you guys think about all of this, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
So the Khalees sample is officially gone off of Energy. It's completely removed from the beat. It was taken off streaming services, and the credits have been removed from pages. I said, you know what? Since I handled this lyric, let me go handle this sample.